Hello my dear students, this is third topic, that is third unit of data communication and computer network, that is 6M EIC. Today we are going to discuss third unit, that is network configurations, topology and transmission media, which carries 20 marks. So here the some important questions or some repeated questions of this chapters is listed here in this slide. We can go through this. So here first question is define computer network and list the applications. Define computer network and list the applications. A computer network is defined as the interconnection of two or more computers. It is done to enable the computers to communicate and share available resources. This is definition of computer network. And applications of computer network: sharing of resources such as printers, sharing of expensive softwares and database, communication from one computer to another computer, exchange of data and information among users via network, sharing of information over geographically wide areas. So these are the some applications of computer network. Next we will go through define network topology. Define network topology. Topology refers to the layout of connected devices on a network. What is network topology? Topology refers to the layout of connected devices on a network. Next, simply it's a layout of a network and how different nodes in a network are connected to each other and how they communicate. Means network topology, how the different computers or nodes are connected and how they communicate and how they share the resources. Next, list the types of topologies. So here the list the types of topologies, that is, or different types of topologies: star topology, mesh topology, ring topology, bus topology. So these are the some categories or different types of topologies is present in the network. So you can see here bus topology, star topology, token ring topology, ring topology, mesh topology and tree topology. So next, write the different categories of computer network and write the difference between them. So here different categories of network or computer networks are mainly our syllabus having LAN, WAN, MAN. These are the three different categories present in our syllabus. So these are the some differences of these network categories. So that is, here four columns are present, that is parameters, one for LAN, one for WAN and one for MAN. And in parameters you can go through each and every, you will get easily the knowledge of local area network, wide area network, metropolitan area network. So next question is define transmission media and list the classification. Define transmission media and list the classification. That is, what is transmission media? A transmission media can be defined as any medium that can carry information from a source to a destination. A transmission media can be defined as any medium that can carry information from a source to a destination. It is also called communication channel. It is also called communication channel. Classification of transmission media you can see here: guided media, that is wired media; unguided media, that is wireless media. In guided side, twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optic cable. At unguided media side, that is wireless side, radio wave, microwave and infrared wave. For our syllabus, only guided media is there. Next is define guided and unguided media and list the types. So here guided media, how we can define: guided media are those that provide wired channel from one device to another device. That is called guided media. Three guided media commonly used for data transmission are twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optic cable. Then unguided media. Unguided media transmit electromagnetic waves without using a physical conductor. So here three types of unguided medias are present here, that are radio wave, microwave wave and infrared wave. Next question, that is sixth question, is describe the computer data networks. Describe the computer data networks, or you can say an overview of network. A network consists of two or more computers that are linked in order to share resources such as printers and CDs, exchange files, or allow electronic communications. The computers on a network may be linked through cables, telephone lines, radio waves, satellite, or infrared light beams. Next, list the advantage and disadvantage of computer network. List the advantage and disadvantage of computer network. So here what are the advantages? Connectivity and communication, data sharing, hardware sharing, internet access sharing, data security and management, entertainment. So these are the some advantages of computer network. Next, what are the disadvantages of computer network? So network hardware, software and setup costs. Hardware and software management and administration costs. Undesirable sharing, illegal or undesirable behavior, data security concerns. So these are the some disadvantages. So these are the some disadvantages of computer network. Next, explain star topology and list the merits and demerits. So here different types of networks, that is star, bus, tree, mesh. Among that, star topology and its merits and demerits. So in this slide you can see clearly what is star topology or how it looks like. So here all the computers or all the nodes are connected to hub. Each computer is connected to a central device hub by a separate cable. When a computer wants to send data to another computer, it sends the data and address of the recipient computer to the hub. The hub sends it every computer connected to it. Only only the computer whose address is included with the data accepts the data. So this is star topology. Next is explain bus topology and list the merits and demerits. So here bus topology is in the bus topology all the computers are connected to a sharing cable. The cable is terminated as its end to avoid signal bouncing. When a computer wants to send data to another computer, it places the data and address of the recipient computer on the cable. Only the computer whose address is included with the data accepts the data. So here advantages and disadvantages of that bus topology are: advantages: easy to connect a computer or peripherals to a linear bus, requires less cable length than a star topology. Then what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages are entire network shuts down if there is a break in the main cable. Terminators are required at the ends of the backbone cable. Difficult to identify the problem if the entire network shuts down. Network can slow down in heavy traffic. So these are the some advantages and disadvantages of bus topology. Next, that is ring topology. Explain ring topology and list the merits and demerits. So in this you can clearly see that this network looks like a ring. So that's why its name is ring topology. Each computer is connected directly to other computers in the network. Data moves down a one-way path from one computer to one computer, and if the next computer is the recipient, it accepts the data, otherwise it amplifies it and sends it to the next computer down in the path. Any break disrupt the entire network, or it will network will go down. So here another type of network is, that is peer-to-peer network or P2P network it is called. All the computers are equal. A client that requires resources and a server that provides resources upon the request. So here client will request the resources and the server will provide that requested resource. Some characteristics of P2P network is security is not centralized. Each computer is responsible to check access rights for its resources. Network is not scalable. Good only for a few number of computers. You can say less than or equal to 10 computers. Each user is responsible for local backup, means each network or each user must take the backup of its data. No specialized operating system is required. Windows NT 4.0 workstation, Windows 95 or 98, Windows 2000 Pro, etc. are sufficient. You can see peer-to-peer network how it looks like. Then next is explain the client server network. Explain the client server network. In this you can see, or you can easily identify what is peer-to-peer network and what is client server network. There exist dedicated servers provide resources services when required. The characteristics of some client server networks are security is centralized and tighter than the peer-to-peer network. All user accounts are stored in the same database on the server. The network is highly scalable, tens of thousands of workstations in the network. Backup is centralized, done by backup operator. Specialized networking operating systems are required. Specialized networking operating systems are required, such as Windows NT 4.0 server, Windows 2000 server, and novel netware, etc. These are the some softwares used in the client server network. So you can see in the picture 6 clients are connected to the server. Then write a short note on Ethernet. Write a short note on Ethernet. So Ethernet is nothing but a connecting cable. Most popular and commonly used LAN protocol, most used in bus and star topology. It uses cables to transmit data, easy to install and maintain. If the network does not follow the set of rules, the data may lose. Fast Ethernet is 10 times faster than original Ethernet. Gigabyte Ethernet is 10 times faster than the fast Ethernet. Next, write a short note on token ring network. Write a short note on token ring network. Another widely used LAN protocol. It uses ring topology. A computer in the network must get a token to transfer data. Only one token is available on the network. Only one device is able to access the network at a time. No collision can occur. It has slow data transfer rate because only one computer or one node which is having token that is allowed to transfer the data on the Ethernet. Next, how CSMA CD works. How CSMA CD works, that is carrier sense multiple access collision detection. Before going to collision detection, what is we will see carrier sense multiple access. This method was developed to decrease the chances of collisions when two or more stations start sending their signals over the data link layer. Carrier sense multiple access requires that each station first check the state of the medium before sending. So here each station must check the medium before sending the data. That is carrier sense. The persistence method can be applied to help the station take action when the channel is busy or ideal. Next, the carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. Previous slide we have seen what is carrier sense multiple access, and now with collision detection. Another one is there, carrier sense multiple access with collision avoidance, that is CSMA CA. So how carrier sense multiple access with collision detection works? In this method, a station monitors the medium after it sends a frame to see if the transmission was successful. If successful, the station is finished. If not, the frame is sent again. So in this slide you can clearly see that how the different stations will check the medium and they will sense, and again they will monitor the medium. In the diagram, A starts and the first bit of its frame at T1, and since C sees the channel ideal at T2, starts sending its frame at T2. C detects A's or station A's frame at T3 and about the transmission. A detects C's frame at T4 and aborts its transmission. Here A, B, C, D are the transmitting stations. A transmission time for C's or station C's frame is therefore, and for A's frame is T4 minus T1 or T4 dash T1. So the frame transmission time, that is T of R, should be at least twice the maximum propagation time. That is, so that frame transmission time, that is T of R, should be at least twice the maximum propagation time Tp. This can be deduced when the two stations involved in the collision are maximum distance apart. So this is you can see how the flowchart of this carrier sense multiple access collision detection is done. That is flowchart of this. You can go through this flowchart and you will easily identify what is CSMA CD. Next, some advantages of CSMA CD are: it detects collision within a short time, more efficient than a CSMA. It is more efficient than a CSMA. It requests node for transmission before sending any frame. CSMA CD is beneficial because it avoids from a wasteful transmission. It avoids from a wasteful transmission. So here some disadvantages of CSMA CD are: it cannot reduce the possibility of collision between two nodes, not much efficient to detect a collision, inappropriate for large workstations or networks, limited to 2005 meters. After this distance, collision cannot detect. Here throughput and efficiency of CSMA CD is: the throughput of CSMA CD is much greater than pure or slotted Aloha. For one persistent method, throughput is 50% when G is equal to 1. For non-persistent method, throughput can go up to 90%. Here, the next question is: explain twisted pair cable and list the merits and demerits. So here you can see twisted pair cable in the next slide. Before going to that slide, seeing that slide, what is a twisted pair cable? Twisted pair is the simplest, oldest and low priced cable medium. A twisted pair cable consists of two insulated copper wires, typically about 1 mm thick. The wire twisted around each other in a continuous spiral or in a helical form, just like a DNA molecule. Just like a DNA molecule. The purpose of twisting the wires is to reduce electrical interference or noise from similar pairs close by. The most common application of twisted pair is telephone system. Next, the most common application of twisted pair is the telephone system. Twisted pair cabling is a type of wiring in which two conductors of a single circuit are twisted together for the purpose of cancelling out the electromagnetic interference from external source. Twisted pairs can run several kilometers without amplification, but for longer distances, repeaters are needed. Twisted pair is the simplest, oldest, and low-priced cable medium. So you can see here outer insulator or PVC solid copper conductors. So here the two wires with the insulators and other two wires having a copper wires in that, they are twisted. That's why it is called twisted pair cable. So advantages of twisted pair cable are cheap, easy to work with. So some disadvantages are low data rate, short range. Low data rate and short range. Next is explain coaxial cable and list the merits and demerits. So here you can coaxial cable, it is having four parts, that is plastic jacket, outer conductor, inner conductor. Plastic jacket, outer conductor, that is shielded, and inner conductor with insulator. In this you can clearly see that where insulator is there, where outer conductor, where inner conductor, and plastic jacket or plastic cover. So some characteristics of coaxial cable are used in the fast Ethernet networks, usually orange or black, very expensive and heavy cable, conductor down the center, insulator surrounds the conductor, shielded mesh servers are outside. So you can see here coaxial cable connector. The most common type of connector used with a coaxial cable is the BNC connector. So BNC connector all are used with that CROs. Always you will use BNC connector with CRO in your labs. So coaxial cable applications, most versatile medium, television distribution, cable TV, long distance telephone transmission, can carry 10,000 voice calls simultaneously, being replaced by fiber optic. Short distance computer systems links, local area networks. So some advantages of coaxial cable. Coaxial cable is still the most common means of data transmission over short distances. The advantages are they are cheap to make, they are cheap to make, cheap to install, easy to modify, good bandwidth, great channel capacity, noise immunity due to low error rate. Noise immunity due to low error rate. So next is explain construction and working principle of fiber optic cable. Explain construction and working principle of fiber optic cable. So you can see here how fiber optic cable is constructed. It is having four, three coatings and four layers. That is core, thin glass center of the fiber where light travels. So thin glass center of the fiber where light travels. Second is cladding, outer optical material surrounding the core. Outer optical material surrounding the core. Third one is that is buffer coating, plastic coating that protects the fiber, buffer coating. Next, working principle of fiber optic cable is the principle behind the transmission of the light wave. Principle behind the transmission of the light waves is the an optical fiber is total internal reflection. The angle of reflection at the interface between two media is governed by Snell's law. That is n1 sin theta 1 equal to n2 sin theta 2. Then you can clearly see that in this slide, refraction, critical angle of fiber optic cable, total internal reflection. So you can see in these three figures what is refraction and critical angle and total internal reflection. That is, angle of incidence is less than critical angle. Next is angle of incidence equal to critical angle. Next, angle of incidence is greater than critical angle. Then how it will work, or how fiber optic cable work? When light traveling in a dense medium hits a boundary at a steep angle that is larger than the critical angle for the boundary, the light will be completely reflected. This phenomena is called total internal reflection. Total internal reflection occurs when light enters from higher refractive index to lower refractive index material. That is from glass to air, total internal reflection is possible. From glass to air, total internal reflection is possible, but it is not possible in air to glass. In figure you can see where optical fiber beam loss will occur. In figure shows optical rays leaks out from core. That is, the whatever the glass material is present in the optical fiber, from that beam will leak. That is called a loss. We see that where the angle 1 is greater than the critical value, the ray is refracted into the cladding and will ultimately be lost outside the fiber. This is loss. This is loss. And next we will see optical rays reflected back to TIR. In figure we see that for rays where angle 1 is less than a critical value, then the ray will propagate along the fiber and will be bound within the fiber. So here not loss is present in this picture. Some important parameters we can say that of fiber optical transmission is acceptance angle. Acceptance angle. If the angle too large, light will be lost in cladding. If the angle is small enough, the light reflects into core and propagates. Acceptance angle. Here you can see acceptance angle. Acceptance is the maximum angle in which external light rays may strike the air or fiber interface and still propagate down the fiber with less than 10 dB loss. Note that N1 belongs to core and N2 refers to cladding. N1 belongs to core and N2 refers to cladding. That is QC is equal to, or acceptance angle is equal to, sine inverse square root of N1 square minus N2 square. That is acceptance angle. Then transmission of signal in the fiber optic cable. You can see light 1 and light 2. That is light 1 is blue color, light 2 is red color. The light in a fiber optic cable travels through the core by constantly bouncing from the cladding and the principle called total internal reflection. Hence the cladding does not absorb any light from the core. Next is explain the working of wireless LAN, that is WLAN. So you can see here this wireless LAN or high speed backbone wired LAN. So it is having different cells. Cell consists number of nodes. Wireless LAN and its technology means how wireless LAN will work. A wireless LAN uses wireless transmission medium used to have high prices, low data rates, occupational safety concerns, and licensing requirements. Problems have been addressed. Popularity of wireless LANs have grown rapidly. Means nowadays wireless LANs are very popular and it is one of the increasing, or rapidly it is increasing using of LANs. So some applications of LAN: serves installation of LAN cabling, saves installation of LAN cabling, easy relocation and other modifications to network structure. However, increasing reliance on twisted pair cabling for LANs. Most older buildings already wired with a Cat3 cable. Newer buildings are pre-wired with a Cat5. Wireless LAN to replace wired LANs not happened. Wireless LAN to replace wired LANs has not happened. In some environments, role for the wireless LAN, buildings with large open areas, manufacturing plants, stock exchange trading floors, warehouse, historical buildings, small offices where wired LANs are not economical may also have wired LAN servers and stationary workstations. So these are the some applications of LAN. So with this we will finish this video having some important questions. We all might have all go through with the notes, but these questions are very important for exam point of view.